Hi guys, and welcome back to Fish Johnny. Today, or this weekend, is the weekend that we are going to be pulling the fish out of the pond, popping them in the blue bowl, and getting them all measured up. There's a few bits and bats to cover in this video. I've got a list of all 24 fish that I've got in the pond, which at the minute still looks like I've got none, and there's a good reason for that because I've just done another pond filter change. The water is just filthy. It's pea soup green, and I know it's spring and everything's kicking in, but it is just ridiculous. So I've had to drop it a few times. So anyway, that's why the fish are all down the bottom. Hopefully they'll come up in a minute. There's a little treat on the side for the fish by order of Vincent. He's told me that my fish need a more varied diet, so to give them a little treat. So they have got a, let's go over and see what they've got, eh? Out we go into the sun. It's supposed to be oranges, but they're not. They're tangerines. I've got no oranges for the tangerines. I hope that doesn't really upset the fish too much, or Vince, in fact. Pond temperature 12.2 degrees. Like I said, that's ready to measure the fish if I can catch the fish. But now we've got a bigger problem. Before we had just the problem of me trying to catch the fish, which I've had a few tips on, so I'm hoping they come into action with my net here, which isn't that long, it's longer, but I don't think I'm going to be able to adjust it with one hand, so I'll just do it now. And abracadabra, there you go, that's the length of my net. It's in 3 pieces that twist together for delivery, to reduce the delivery cost of the item, because I'm too lazy to go out and buy it from the shop. There, how tall is it? Well, 6 foot. About 6 foot, it's a midget. I'm not sure whether that will be able to catch the fish. Now, some of the tips I did receive on catching the fish were interesting. One was to lure them into a false sense of feeling like they're going to get fed, which encourages them to the surface, which will in turn enable me to catch the fish a little bit easier. That is a great idea. Makes me feel like a cheat though. Makes me feel like I'm lying to the fish. I don't know why that feels morally wrong, but it does anyway. Anyway, back to the point at hand. So let me grab my little list here. If I'm smart and able to, which I'm not sure on either account, I'll try and upload this in a screen somewhere, somehow. Basically, it's a list of all 24 fish, and the names, the style of fish. By style, I mean like the type it is, like a kahaku, a sankey, a showa, a shagoi. There's a few missing that I'm not 100% on, so help if you can. Don't lie to me, because I don't want to be calling a fish the wrong type of fish. I look even sillier than I normally do, calling a fish the wrong style of fish, which I have done. Then we've got a DOP, which is like a DOB, date of birth, but this is a date of purchase. But considering all my fish were bought like a tosai, tiny little fish, I've grown them all on. None have been bought big. The most expensive one I've got in here is Sancho the Tancho. He was 90 quid, but he's got a little mark on the side of him that I'm gonna have to have a look at. The rest were like 3 for 5 quid and stuff like that, so they've grown really well. So the year that they were purchased is going to be on the sheet, which is going to be here. I'm gonna try and leave a little bit of space now, not in front of the pond window. People might want to see the fish. Somewhere, might just even cover up my whole head and just put the list on so then people can see it. So it's like the year 2019 was when we started buying. Obviously Eric, the original fish that's in there that we don't have any idea what he is, why he is, or how he is. He has an unknown DOP. Then we've got the dealer in which we bought, which is just 3 dealers. UK Nishigoi, which is a brilliant place, but it shut down in COVID, or didn't shut down, but went online only, so you can't really go in and see them. I love it in there. We've got some amazing fish. Dave's super nice. Ange as well, and John originally that I spoke to in 2019. Really, really helpful. Really nice guys. Super nice setup. Super nice place to be. Anyway, that's enough of the praise of that. Then there's Quality Nishigoi, which is also just down the road here in Warrington. Tim and Paul there. Paul was a really nice bloke. He helped me out loads creating this pond, because he was actually the one that said set this up and that up and the other up. and that's where I got most of my gear from, because it was during COVID when I couldn't get into the other place. So I went there, and it is a brilliant place. Top end with fish, top end, and they've got a YouTube channel which I'm addicted to, which is great. And then the other one was recommended by a guy that came round to do the fittings, and he recommended this place called Oaks Koi Farm. A bit further out down the road. It took us ages to get there because there was the thingy, because there was a blockage on the motorway. So it took us ages to get there, and when we got there, they were grieving at the time. So sadly, because I had met them twice, and they're super nice people, little family unit with a dog, really nice people, but they were grieving at the time, so didn't have the vibe when we went back the second time to the first time. But nonetheless, an excellent place, and I think I got 5 fish from there, but one was the Hyatt Surrey that I had to put to rest. That was a shame, but yeah, they're the 3 places which I have got all my fish from. And then there is a description that you'll be able to read because it'll be on the screen, and that's just like, for instance, Eric, who is the original fish, trout looking grumpy yellow fish with brown line on. This is just a note to myself, or was just a note to myself, to remind me which fish is which fish, which Eric doesn't need reminding to me, but some of the others do, like some of the kahakus and the sankis, a little bit like 24. You don't, there's some super prominent ones like Eric and Jagger, Lopez, which was previously called Jackson, but my son's called Jackson now, so I had to change his name, so I can't have a fish called Jackson and a son called Jackson. It's just too weird. So anyway, it changed to Lopez, and that was originally because they were all singers in there, but sort of lost that. All singers and Winston Churchill. Anyway, back to it. Which, if you're smart, you will clock on that Eric, why is he called Eric? He's called King Eric. So he also is not a singer. So you got King Eric, Winston Churchill, and a bunch of singers like Otis Redding, Lopez, Mick Jagger, all the rest of them. Elton John, he's in there. Valerie, I think that's after the song though. But anyway, that's what they're named after. I'm waffling on here. Then, in the other columns, I've got size, because we're going to measure them in the blue bowl, there, as well as my massive Crocs. Size 13, comfiest things I've ever worn in my life. But, and then there's notes, so I'm gonna have a look at the fish to see, like I said about Jaden Sancho, the Sancho, he's got a mark on the side of him that I want to have a look at, and I'm probably gonna need help from you guys on how best to treat it if it's a problem, because it just does seem to be getting worse. It is raised scales, first time I've ever encountered this, so I'm gonna have to treat him at some point. But yeah, we're gonna be getting them all out and all measured, 24. Well, if I can catch them. So I would like you to comment, if you can, just on the chances of, percentage chance of success in catching the fish with that little 6-foot net. If there's any tips on catching the fish, that would be helpful. And also any notes or comments that you've got in relation to how you're struggling with this bloody algae bloom in the spring, or anything that you could advise to help me get rid of this. Okay, so please like, please subscribe, please comment, please be part of this. Looking forward to getting the fish out. It is going to be beautiful, it's going to be exciting. Probably going to try and include my son, as it's a team sport or a family sport. This is for the family. Please like, please subscribe. Subscriptions are going up. Some fantastic people that I've been speaking to recently. Mine's gone a bit blank, so I can't get them all the names and stuff in. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to go and throw that orange in now and see whether Vince is right or wrong, whether the fish want it. Or do they like tangerines? Because everyone gives them oranges.